In a galaxy teeming with life, the echoes of war reverberated through the cosmos, a ceaseless cacophony of destruction that had raged for millennia. The Galactic War, a brutal conflict between diverse civilizations, was not merely a struggle for power, it was a clash of cultures, beliefs, and the very essence of existence. Once thriving worlds had become battlegrounds, their histories rewritten by the ravages of conflict. Alien races, each with their unique heritage, had been pitted against one another, their destinies entwined in a cycle of hatred that seemed inescapable. Amid this turmoil, humanity had emerged as an unlikely beacon of hope. Originating from a small, blue planet known as Earth, humans had expanded their reach across the stars, driven by an insatiable curiosity and an unyielding desire for connection. Though still relatively young in the grand scheme of the galaxy, they had proven themselves to be resourceful, adaptable, and fiercely determined. However, the galaxy had not welcomed them with open arms. Many of the older civilizations viewed humanity with skepticism and suspicion, seeing them as brash interlopers rather than potential allies. This perception had led to a tenuous position for humans within the Galactic Council, a governing body intended to foster cooperation and diplomacy among the various species. But as the war escalated, the Council had become a shadow of its former self, plagued by infighting and the inability to broker lasting peace. At the center of humanity's struggle was a brilliant linguist named Mira Sinclair. With her fiery red hair and vibrant green eyes, she stood out in any crowd. Mira possessed an insatiable thirst for knowledge, spending years immersed in the study of languages and cultures. Her dedication stemmed from a belief that communication was the key to understanding and healing. For Mira, words were not mere tools, they were vessels of connection, capable of bridging the most profound divides. As the war intensified, Mira's heart ached for the countless lives lost and the pain that echoed across the galaxy. She watched with growing despair as the leaders of the Galactic Council engaged in heated debates, their efforts at peace thwarted by distrust and the weight of history. Attempts at diplomacy had crumbled under the weight of long-standing grievances, leaving only bitterness in their wake. One fateful night, while poring over ancient texts in her dimly lit study, Mira had a revelation. She was examining the core principles that had guided various civilizations throughout history, searching for a common thread that could unite them. It was in that moment of introspection that she stumbled upon a concept that resonated with her, a single word that encapsulated the essence of unity: together. The word struck her like a bolt of lightning. It was simple yet powerful, a declaration that transcended language and culture. Together embodied the hope for collaboration, understanding, and a shared future. Mira's heart raced as she considered the implications. If she could communicate this idea to the leaders of the galaxy, perhaps she could inspire a movement toward peace. With renewed determination, Mira sought an audience with the Galactic Council. The Grand Chamber, a sprawling hall adorned with art and symbols representing each species, felt both daunting and exhilarating. As she entered, she felt the weight of history pressing down on her. The representatives, each representing different factions of the war, were gathered in heated discussion. The tension in the air was palpable, charged with frustration and anger. "Esteemed members of the council," Mira began, her voice steady despite the whirlwind of emotions inside her. "I stand before you today not as a soldier or a diplomat, but as a human who believes in the possibility of understanding. The conflict we are embroiled in has lasted too long. Countless lives have been lost, and entire worlds have been shattered. We must find a way to end this cycle of violence." Her words hung in the air, and she could feel the skepticism radiating from some of the leaders. "And how do you propose we achieve this?" A grizzled representative of a long-lived species challenged, his voice laced with contempt. "We have been at war for generations. What can words possibly do to change that?" Mira took a deep breath, her conviction unwavering. "Words have power," she asserted. "They can inspire, heal, and connect us. I propose a summit, a gathering where we can share our stories and listen to one another. Let us focus on our commonalities rather than our differences." What if we centered our discussions around the idea of together? A murmur of disbelief rippled through the assembly. Many leaders exchanged glances, their faces hardened by years of conflict. But Mira persisted, her heart racing. Imagine a galaxy where we choose to unite rather than divide. Where we confront our pain, acknowledge our losses, and work towards a future where cooperation replaces hostility. Days turned into weeks as the council debated her proposal. The leaders were torn between skepticism and the glimmer of hope that her vision ignited. Finally, after much contention, they agreed to hold the summit, albeit begrudgingly. The location chosen was a neutral planet that had once been a thriving hub of cooperation, a place now overshadowed by the scars of war. As the date of the summit approached, Mira felt a mixture of excitement and trepidation. Leaders from across the galaxy would gather in one place, each carrying the weight of their people's grief and anger. She knew the stakes were high, and failure could plunge them deeper into chaos. Yet she remained steadfast, believing that communication and empathy were the keys to breaking the cycle of violence. The day arrived, and representatives gathered on the lush, verdant planet. The atmosphere was thick with tension as leaders from various factions took their seats. Mira stood in the center, a lone figure surrounded by a sea of skeptical faces. She felt the eyes of the galaxy upon her, a blend of hope and fear swirling in her chest. As the summit commenced, the leaders began to share their stories. Each tale was a testament to the pain and suffering endured by their peoples. A representative from a war-torn planet recounted the loss of their home, their families scattered in the chaos. Another spoke of the grief of watching their loved ones perish in the flames of conflict. Mira listened intently, her heart heavy with the weight of their sorrow. But as the stories unfolded, a subtle transformation began to take shape. The leaders, once entrenched in their positions, started to see one another as individuals rather than mere representatives of warring factions. The shared narratives of loss and longing created an unexpected bond, a flicker of understanding in the darkened chamber. Finally, it was Myra's turn to speak. Standing before the assembly, she felt the gravity of the moment settle upon her. "We have all suffered," she began, her voice steady. "We have all experienced the pain of loss and witnessed the destruction of our homes. But what if we choose to move forward, together? What if we can create a new narrative, a story of unity, compassion, and understanding?" As she spoke, the atmosphere in the chamber shifted. The leaders began to exchange glances, their expressions softening as they absorbed her words. Mira took a deep breath and continued, "I believe that we can end this war with one simple word, a word that embodies the spirit of our shared existence. A word that has the power to heal and unite us." With unwavering conviction, she uttered the word that had become her beacon of hope, together. The word echoed through the chamber, reverberating against the ancient stone walls. It was a simple yet profound declaration, a call to action that transcended language and culture. As it hung in the air, a hush fell over the crowd. Leaders exchanged glances, and for a moment, time seemed to stand still, suspended in the weight of her proclamation. One by one, representatives began to rise from their seats, approaching Mira. Together, one leader said, tears streaming down their face, "I have lost so much, but I want to believe in this vision of unity." Another followed suit, their voice trembling, "We have fought for too long. It is time to heal." Mira felt a swell of emotion as she witnessed the transformation taking place before her eyes. What had begun as a simple word had evolved into a movement, a collective yearning for peace and understanding. The leaders began to engage in dialogue, sharing not just their grievances but also their dreams for a brighter future. As discussions flowed, agreements that had once seemed impossible took shape. The leaders forged a pact, committing to cease hostilities and dismantle the barriers that had kept them apart for so long. The atmosphere was charged with energy, hope igniting in the hearts of those present. By the end of the summit, a declaration was drafted, a powerful document that encapsulated the spirit of unity and hope. It began with the word that had sparked it all, together. The leaders signed it, their names etched alongside a promise to their peoples, a promise to work collaboratively for peace, understanding, and a shared future. As news of the summit spread across the galaxy, a wave of relief and joy rippled through countless worlds that had suffered for too long. People began to gather, celebrating the possibility of peace with festivals, gatherings, and expressions of solidarity. The power of that one word resonated throughout the universe, transforming hearts and minds. In the years that followed, humanity played a vital role in the formation of a new galactic alliance, an organization dedicated to maintaining peace, sharing knowledge, and fostering connections between worlds. Mira, once a humble linguist, became a symbol of hope, a figure who demonstrated that even in the darkest of times, understanding and compassion could prevail. Mira traveled from world to world, sharing the story of the summit and the transformative power of the word together. She witnessed the galaxy undergoing a remarkable transformation. Former enemies became allies, cultures intermingled, and the richness of diversity blossomed into a vibrant tapestry of shared experiences. The legacy of the summit endured, as more leaders embraced the notion of unity. Former warlords turned peacemakers, seeking to build bridges rather than barriers. Efforts to heal the scars of war were undertaken, with reconstruction projects bringing together diverse species to rebuild devastated worlds. The idea of collaboration became a rallying cry, as civilizations sought to learn from one another rather than dominate. Though remnants of the war lingered, scars etched into the fabric of the universe, communities rebuilt, families reunited, and hope flourished where once there had been despair. The concept of together became a mantra, a reminder that unity was not just a dream but a reality forged through empathy and understanding. Mira often returned to the planet where the summit had taken place, a tranquil place filled with lush greenery and vibrant life. It had become a symbol of peace, a gathering place where leaders could convene and resolve their differences through dialogue rather than conflict. Standing in the very spot where she had first uttered the word together, Mira reflected on the journey that had brought them to this moment. As she gazed at the stars, Mira understood the significance of that singular moment in history. It had been a turning point, a reminder that despite the vastness of the universe and the differences that divided them, they all shared a common thread, a desire for connection, understanding, and a brighter future. In the years to come, humanity and the other species of the galaxy continued to build a legacy of peace, inspired by the courage and resilience of those who dared to believe that change was possible. The word together became a beacon of hope, lighting the path forward as they ventured into the cosmos. As the stars continued to shine brightly in the vast expanse of the universe, humanity and its allies embarked on journeys of exploration and discovery, united by the belief that they could create a better future, a future where every voice mattered, where every story was valued, and where peace reigned. Mira Sinclair's legacy endured, a testament to the incredible power of communication and the unyielding strength of the human spirit. Her story echoed through time, reminding all who heard it of the transformative nature of a single word, a word that encapsulated the essence of their shared existence and forged a path toward unity. With every step they took, Mira and her fellow ambassadors of peace ventured forth into the unknown, ready to explore the wonders of the universe together, hand in hand, with hearts full of hope and a shared commitment to a future free from conflict. As they traveled, they carried with them the spirit of that simple word, a word that had the power to change everything, together. And so, the galaxy, once torn apart by conflict, began to heal. The stories of their shared struggles and triumphs became woven into the fabric of their cultures, enriching the lives of all who inhabited the stars. The legacy of together became the cornerstone of a new era, a future defined not by what separated them but by what united them. In the end, it was a testament to the resilience of the sentient spirit, the enduring belief that no matter the odds, peace was possible. As they charted new paths through the cosmos, the galaxy stood united, a testament to the power of one word to transform the destiny of an entire universe.